Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Masterful Mornings. Today I've got an interesting topic for you. I'm just going to get ready here. I'm just waiting for a few people to join in. So how is everyone's morning? Another great day. Looks like we're going to get a big snow dump here in Ontario. Okay, so we are going to talk about one of our powerful tools today. One of our most powerful tools. We spend a lot of time talking about law of attraction and energy and other things, but I think that one of the things that we need to know is we actually do have a powerful tool that we carry around with us all the time and is working with us all the time, whether we know it or not, in the background. So we're going to talk about the subconscious mind today, and we're going to talk about what it does for you and why you need to be aware of it. You need to be super aware of it. The mind that we're speaking with right now is the conscious mind. The conscious mind. So the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. We're going to talk about the differences. So I'm going to talk about, what the conscious does for you and the difference between what the subconscious does for you. And you may find this super interesting. Some of you may know this already, and some of you will find this interesting because I know I didn't know this at one point. So here we go. So our conscious mind is the mind that's reflexive, meaning it makes decisions. That part of you, your conscious mind, is the part of you that is self-aware. Okay, the conscious mind is the part of you that is self-aware. All right, it's also alert, it's observant. And when we talk about being mindful, we are doing this through our conscious mind. Okay, when we say our affirmations, all of these things, we're doing this through our conscious mind. Now, with the few things that I told you now, let's move on to what the subconscious mind does. The subconscious mind is reflexive. So where the conscious mind is reflective, the subconscious mind is reflexive. Good morning, Sharon. So the subconscious is conditioned by our belief system. Okay? So that's why sometimes when you want to say affirmations, it's not really working the way that you want to work because beliefs are not in our conscious mind. They are stored in our subconscious mind. Okay. They're conditioned by the experiences that we've gone through. So our subconscious is is conditioned by our experiences. It's also survival and pleasure based. Okay. So whenever we feel pleasure, the subconscious mind records that, oh, she feels good when she does this. But whenever we feel pain, whenever we feel a lot of emotions about something, our subconscious mind records that as well. Okay? But the interesting thing about it is that it doesn't really choose. So the subconscious mind has no power of choice. Good morning, Tina. What do I mean by that? It's habitual. It's conditioned. It controls all of our bodily functions, your breathing, your heartbeat, how your organs are working, the blood coursing through your veins. It also controls all of that. It has behaviors that are ingrained. So all your habitual behaviors are ingrained there. It's almost like you've ingrained, think of it like a computer, right? It's a program that you've got playing in the background. So it has a wonderful operating system. It's got a powerful operating system. That's what's got all your bodily functions working, okay? But it also has these other programs, and these other programs are created by your belief system, the habits that you do, that you formed over time, and it doesn't handle change well. So when you want to change something and you're finding it difficult to change, it's because you're dealing with the subconscious. And the subconscious, consciously you want to change it, but subconsciously you're having issue with it because it doesn't like change very well. It needs to buy into the change. Okay. So that's really where hypnosis and NLP and some of the other methodologies that I use are very helpful, because it's going in and starting to work on those programs and change them. Okay. Our subconscious likes the familiar. All right. It likes things that it knows. So changing it, again, can be a little challenging, but not impossible. And if you have the right tools, you can change it very easily, because your subconscious is the one that is creating a lot of stuff for you. Okay. It's creating your habits, it's making things hard for you to change sometimes when you want to. All right. Our conscious mind has the power of choice. Okay, so it's our motive, where we feel our motivation, where we get motivated. It's our creativity. It's our rationale. It has the ability to dream in new ways and see things and daydream, right? It has new ideas and choices. It can do positive thinking, okay? And it's where we form a lot of our wishes and our desires. Okay, so you can see where the difference is. A lot of what you want, the changes that you want to make, that's all happening in your conscious mind. But then you're dealing with your subconscious mind that has all of your programming in it. So it's almost like it's happening in two different places. Okay, so in your subconscious mind, it's there to do what you tell it, what you've been telling it to do all this time. So simply by having a thought or a new desire is not always going to change what's happening in your subconscious. All right. A lot of other things need to happen. All right. Our conscious mind is also our decision maker. All right. So this is where we can meet challenges, opportunities. We have our goal setting here. We judge the results. We're open to trying new things, and we take action. And all of that is happening in our conscious mind. Okay. Our take action mind is our conscious mind. Our subconscious mind is programmable. It doesn't think about taking action. It's a program that's playing. All right. Once again, thinking like your computer. So it's a program that's playing. So it can accept new associations. That's where you want to do things like hypnosis, deep meditation for over a period of time. Neuro-linguistic programming is great for that. So it can accept new associations. It can learn new directions, and it can be taught new habits. So these things can happen, but there's a process to that. It's not just about thinking about something and wanting it. That's not always enough. Okay. Now, going back to our subconscious, since we're there right now, let's talk about the fact that it is timeless. Our subconscious doesn't understand the difference between past, present, and future. Everything for the subconscious, just like our energy, everything is right now. Okay, so when you're talking, when you remember something, for instance, that happened when you were 6 or 7, if you went through abuse or a traumatic event and you witnessed this and you saw it, when you think about it now, you may have some kind of reaction to that memory. You may start to feel the same kind of feelings that you had then. The reason for that is the subconscious mind has recorded that event through the eyes of that 6 or 7-year-old. It's not recorded the event the way that you are now, because you didn't experience it now. You experienced it then. Okay. So because of that, that's why when we talk about trauma, our body gets re-traumatized, because when you keep remembering those events from the past, that's why people keep saying live in the now, right? That's why you hear a lot of mentors and famous people talking about living in the present, because the present, you can control the present. You cannot control the past. It already happened. But when you live in that past, what you're doing is re-traumatizing your body through things that you felt emotions about back then. So when we think about things that happened and we cry, or we feel sad, or we feel fear because of it, It's because our subconscious doesn't know that it was in the past. It's playing a program like it's right now. So this is very important to know. Okay, this is super important to know for you, because this is the reason why a lot of people can't get well, get into that place of potential, okay, that they want to get into, because there's these programs that are playing in the background. Okay. Now, our conscious mind is the decision maker. Okay. So we talked about that. Now, sorry, we're talking about timeless. So our subconscious mind is timeless, where our conscious mind is transitional. So it knows the difference between past, present, and future, now and then, planning for the future. It knows which, if you're going to do something, it's going to happen in the future, and that this event happened in the past. So it can do that, right? So it does know that it can move from one state to another. It looks for new ways to do things, and it bases its decisions on experience. So this is things that our conscious mind does for us, where our subconscious is timeless and everything is fluid and everything is happening at the same time. All right. So it doesn't know all those differences in time. Okay. This is a vital thing to know. This is the reason why some of you are being held back. This is the reason why a lot of you feel stuck. Okay. So you need to understand where the subconscious is playing a part in this. Okay. Hi, Penelope. The subconscious mind and the conscious mind. Now, we all know computers. You know, when you're buying your computers, you're like, how many RAM does it have? How much space does it have in its hard drive? You know, we're asking questions like this. Okay. So this is another really big piece of information for you. So the subconscious mind, let's go to the conscious mind first. The conscious mind processes information at 40 nerve pulses per second. Okay, so now thinking about a computer, and if you were buying something and it says it's processing information, 40 bits of RAM or however, I don't even know how computers work, but you know, there's 40 bits per second or 40 megabytes per second. Okay, so 40 nerve pulses per second. So if you're thinking 40 megabytes per second, that sounds like a lot, right? But our subconscious mind processes information 40 million nerve pulses per second. So our subconscious mind is in charge 95% of the day. And our conscious mind is in charge about 5% of the day. So when we're saying things and we want things in our conscious mind, that's where we say our affirmations and stuff. When we do that, if we don't truly believe what we're saying, if we don't have faith in what we're saying, if we don't have emotions about what we're saying, if we don't see it in our mind's eye and know it to be true, that 95% is going to wipe out that 5. Because, I mean, just think about it, right? This program's playing 95% of the time, and you're trying to make something happen in the 5% of the time. Who's going to win? Okay, so there's ways to make those changes. Good morning, Linda. And in those changes, you have to make a lot of those changes in the subconscious. Okay, so a lot of your changes need to happen in the subconscious mind. That's why hypnosis, NLP, that type of work is so powerful, because we're working inside the subconscious mind. That's why when we meditate deeply on things and we can go into a really deep state of meditation, we can also create change, because that change, you're in an alpha state. You're going deep into a different state of consciousness. And in that different state of consciousness, you can create change. But just saying that you want things, good morning, Lynn. I'm just saying that you want things, just stating it out there like an affirmation is not enough. It's a great thing to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the affirmations, but there's a reason why you can say them and say them and say them, and they don't work sometimes for you. They're not creating the change fast enough that you want. They're not creating the change that you want to see. Okay. And the reason for that is there's some programming in your subconscious. And that programming is there to do what you tell it to do. So let me give you some examples. Okay. So I'm going to give you some really powerful examples. I'm putting on a bunch of sleep clinics soon and in my area and other areas. And I'm going to be doing some workshops with people. Because a lot of my clients who are dealing with depression and trauma and all of these other things, a lot of the one thing that many of them have in common is sleep. They can't sleep. Okay. So listen to what I just said. They can't sleep. So what do they say? Aisha, I can't sleep. Okay. Remember, if you guys have been following me, I say that words have power. Okay. So when you say you can't sleep, your subconscious, and you believe it because you haven't been sleeping. So it's not that you just said the words, I can't sleep. You actually know that you can't sleep. You feel like you know that, and you are experiencing that, and you have emotions around that. So when you say that you can't sleep, it's like you're giving your subconscious a direct order. And your subconscious is there as a computer, but it's also there to please you. So when you say that you can't sleep, it says, okay, you don't want to sleep? All right, no sleep for you. Okay, so it is actually doing what you're telling it to do. Okay, so it's actually working because you told it that. Okay, and you believed it. So there you go. Now it's happening. So this is just one example. Women are notorious for saying things like, oh my God, I'm so fat, I can't, lose a pound to save my life. Look at the size of my butt, blah, 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 right? So we say things about how we look. I've got too many wrinkles, all these things that we say about ourselves, and we believe them to be true. So what ends up happening is your subconscious hears you saying this and it says, oh, you want to not be able to lose weight? Perfect. I'm going to slow down your metabolism and I'm going to make sure that you hold on to that fat. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But what did you say? You said, I can't lose any weight. And you believed it, and you had emotion behind it, and you had faith in that statement. So now the subconscious is doing that for you. Okay, it's doing exactly what you just told it to do. Interesting, right? So these are just a couple of examples of things that we say or we've heard someone say and why it actually turns out to be true. It's not by a miracle that it turned out to be true. It's not like, it's because you made it to be true. That's how much power that you have. You created this event to be true. All right. So think about the things that you say in your life that you believe to be true, how much faith you have in that truth, and how much emotion you put behind it. And don't be surprised because it's happening. Okay, so it's not all just about the law of attraction. There's some other things in play here, and that is your subconscious. So you need to learn to master your subconscious, right? Or go to someone who can show you how to do that. But you need to learn to master that subconscious so that you are not a servant to it. Okay, so it's very important to know. So your subconscious is one of your most powerful tools. So when someone comes into me and they were talking about hypnosis, and this is another thing that it does. It does some really cool stuff. So, everything it does is cool, but here's some really cool stuff it does. Aisha, I want to come in for hypnosis. Are you going to make me bark like a dog and quack like a duck? Okay, are you going to make me do this? Because I watched stage hypnosis and I saw that happening. Okay. I can't make you bark like a dog unless you want to bark like a dog. Okay? It's the power of a suggestion. So your subconscious will not do anything that goes against your values and beliefs. So if I said to you, Lynn, because Lynn's watching now. So if I said to you, Lynn, when I emerge you from this hypnosis, you're going to go next door, you're going to kick the old man, and you're going to bring me all his money. Okay? This, hopefully, is against your values and your belief system. So because of that, that will never happen. In fact, your subconscious's first job and most paramount job is to keep you safe. So if I said something that was against your values and your belief system, not only will it reject it, but it would bring you out of hypnosis, alarms going off in your head saying, no, 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 get out of here. This woman has lost her mind. Okay. So that would not work for Lynn because it's hopefully against her values and belief system. So therefore will not work. Okay. So no one can say or do anything to you that is against your values and your beliefs. Okay. That can't happen consciously or unconsciously. Now, a lot of people say that they cannot be hypnotized. So I'm going to show you how else your subconscious works for you. Have you ever been driving your car and you're driving your car and you're just booting along and your mind goes off somewhere, you're thinking about something, and all of a sudden you zone out. You didn't know you zoned out, but you did. And you're driving your car and you come back and you're like, whoa, you like, oh my God, I just passed my exit or whatever, and I'm 3 past, or I just pulled into my driveway. I don't remember driving home, right? So your subconscious, remember, its paramount job is to keep you safe. Your subconscious knows everything your conscious mind knows. Because why? It's in charge 95% of the time. It does record everything you see, everything you think, everything you smell, everything you taste. All of that information is in your subconscious. So it knows how to drive the car and it must keep you safe. So what ends up happening? It knows to stop at red lights. It knows how to change lanes. It knows it's not supposed to be hitting pedestrians, but it may not know where you're going. So unless you're on the same road that you take every day to go home, you may not end up at home or where you're going. You may end up past your exit or somewhere past where you're going. Okay. Or you may not even been there yet, but you know that something happened because you just came back and you're like, oh crap. Like, did I fall asleep? What just happened? Right. So your subconscious, but you didn't get into an accident and there you were on the highway. Okay. Your subconscious was there to keep you safe. It took over while your conscious mind went into something called highway hypnosis. You hypnotized yourself. You went into trance. We are in trance 120 times a day at least. Okay, just to let you know. But your conscious mind is there as a backup. Okay, it's going to keep you safe because that's its job. It's pretty interesting how it does that, and it's pretty powerful, and it deserves lots of gratitude. But because of that, there's some things that when we want to change the way that we are, and when we feel stuck, we need to be able to access our programming. Okay, we need to access our programming. So that is how the subconscious mind works. These are some of the things that it does to keep you safe. Some of the things that it does that feels like it doesn't help you because it's got programming and you're trying to change habits and you're feeling some resistance. And this is why, because there's some things that need to happen for you to be able to change that programming. It can be done. Absolutely 100%. It can be done, but there are some steps that need to take place in order for that to happen. Okay, so that's the subconscious mind. All right, super powerful, super powerful. Your most powerful computer probably anywhere, okay, is your subconscious mind. You are walking around with the most powerful server system, okay, and they wouldn't be able to make anything that good, that big. All right. There is no limit to how much information that it can hold. All right. You can just keep on pumping information in there and it will be able to hold on to all of it. Here's some really cool examples of some more examples of the subconscious mind. There's a hypnosis that's called forensic hypnosis. I think that's the coolest. I think it's so cool. So forensic hypnosis is something that sometimes is used with police officers. They're used in interrogations and investigations. Why? Because your subconscious mind takes in all the information. It also takes in information that you think that you didn't take in. So how I point it out is I say, if it's in your peripheral, in any of your senses, if you can hear it, sense it, see it, smell it, taste it, know it, if it's in your peripheral, your subconscious has recorded it. So let's say you're driving down the road and somebody drives by you at, shooting guns or whatever. They're doing something and there's a license plate on their car. but you didn't get it. You think you didn't get it, but you saw it, but you don't remember seeing it. You don't remember what it was. Your subconscious did see it. It is recorded. Okay? That information is in there and it can be accessed. All right? So when I tell you that it is a very powerful computer system, like a computer system, it's got so many responsibilities. I am not kidding. Okay? So it is one of your most powerful tools. All right? One of your most powerful tools. So it would be in your best interest to understand it and to work with it and to work with people who know how to work with it, because this is where you can create the changes that you want to create. So for those of you who are not buying into the law of attraction, and I'm telling you that that exists as well, there's a few different tools that you've got at your disposal, law of attraction being one of them, that field of intention. Your subconscious is another part of that powerful tool. Okay, it is that powerful tool that you must access before you can actually access the law of attraction. So you need to work with your subconscious. All right. So that's just some information for you that lets you know what you have at your disposal. Okay. So when I say that you are the master, that you are not the servant of your life, that you are the master of your life, you just need to learn how to use the tools that you have at your disposal. I'm not joking. Okay. This is true. So here's some great information for you. Do with it what you will. If you want to know more information about the subconscious mind, if you want to work on your own limiting beliefs, I invite you to contact me. Okay. Let's chat about that, because life on this planet, in this life, in this body, is too short to be not living your life. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Rob. Not living your life the way that you want to be living it. Right? So if all you need to do, think about it. If all you need to do is to do some reprogramming, that's it. If all you need to do is to release some triggers, some blocks, and to do some reprogramming, if that's it, then why aren't you doing it? You need to ask yourself, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you getting it done? You know, why aren't you doing what it takes to change your life and create the world that you want? Why not? Okay, so just something to think about. Have a fantastic day. I will see you guys tomorrow. Welcome to everyone who's in the podcast this morning. Hi, Tina. I've got Tamela, BB Dancer, and Mohammed. Thank you for joining this morning. So some wonderful people coming in from all over the world this morning to learn about their subconscious mind and the power that they have. And these masterful mornings are about teaching you ways to master your life. And if you have trouble doing it for yourself, don't let that stop you. There are people out there, me, other people, who can help you. Okay, that's what we do. So just hold on to that and know that you can create change. You are not stuck. You are never stuck. Being stuck is a choice. You are not stuck. Okay, just change that choice. Make a decision and you will become unstuck pretty fast. All right, have a great day. Love you all for coming in. Talk to you tomorrow morning. Bye.